What's up, YouTube? I'm back again. Welcome to my channel, From Left to Right 334. Last video I did a couple of days ago, it was basically an introduction to my channel, telling you why I chose the name From Left to Right 334, explaining the purpose of the channel. So this is my first official video, and I said, why not speak about a topic that I've been speaking about for quite some time now. I talk about a lot on my Facebook page. Hatred, anger and hatred. To me, anger and hatred are really like the focal points. They're like the foundation for why you see people acting out with violence, with just being hateful toward other people. It all stems from having hate in your heart. It's not about racism. It's not about white supremacy. It's none of those things. Those are all smoke screens. The real issue is hatred and anger. So this is my viewpoint of this. Just living life. I'm a Christian. I've been a Christian for several years now, about a decade. But I've grown and grown and grown in my understanding of life, of living, of what causes people to do what they do. And I've come to the conclusion that like in God's in the Bible it says, look, we battle not of flesh and blood, but of evil spirits, right? So evil principalities. So it's not about skin color. At the root is about hate and anger. When you're a kid and you're growing up, most of these kids who grow up who have a single parent mother that raised them, 99% of the time, those kids are going to have issues. They'll start out small in the beginning. It'll be, stealing from a store, just small things like that. They'll have an issue with authority. But then as they get older or they get around the wrong crowd, what happens is they start to escalate on their offenses. It goes from stealing candy from the store, stealing clothes from a store, to being violent toward other people, burglarizing people's homes, taking items worth more money, like cars or people's jewelry and that type of thing. It escalates. But at the root, they got hate in their heart. There's something missing in those kids. Okay, they may be raised by their mother. Their mother may be a very loving woman. She may be doing her very best for her child or her children. But them not having their dad, there's a void there automatically. It can't be ignored. Because when you ignore that void, you want to, when you ignore the fact that the void is there for their dad and their father, what happens is they fill in that void with other things. So that hatred comes out and they're trying to fill in that void and grab on to something that can be real to them. Like, you see young boys join gangs. You see young ladies who gravitate toward boys. They want that affection and that there's like a longing for their dad. So they want that another male to show them love that their dad's not there to do. He's not there giving that to them. So that builds up anger. It builds up anger in them. When you're a kid, you don't have your dad, you're angry. Or a mother, if you don't have your mother, if you're just there with your dad. A lot of times when you're missing a parent, you need to fill that in with something. But while you're filling it in, you got that anger and that hatred. and you got resentment. You know, resentment is nothing but hatred. It's just another form. You know, anger, hatred, resentment, you know, jealousy, all that stuff comes from the same spirit of anger. It's all coming from that. So, you know, you get these kids, they grow up, and God forbid they, you know, rob somebody, hurt somebody, kill someone. You know, and it's too late. But when it comes to when a child is growing up, the best thing you can do for that child is have their mother and their father around. You know, I say have a married man and a woman. You know, that's the best way. That's the best way. But a lot of times you won't see, you know, many, especially in the black community, you don't see very many married households. But even if you can be married, make sure that these parents know their child and have a relationship. That's the biggest deterrent for that child growing up having that hatred and that anger, to where they feel like they need to fill in a void, and so they act out what they're feeling inside, their resentment. They're acting that out onto the world in different ways. Now, as it relates to racism, like I mentioned earlier, racism and white supremacy, that gets looked at as that's the, you know, that's above everybody. That's like that cloud that hovers over everybody and controls their every move, and every decision that they make is based on white supremacy, and they're only allowed to do what the white supremacy system allows them to do. Okay? All lies. All right? All lies. Not about white supremacy. That stuff is not even real. Okay? Now, at its essence, if racism is real, then what is the solution? How do you combat racism if that's really the issue? You can't combat that. What people always say is, well, you know, ignore it. Some people say ignore it. Some people say, you know, let's have conversations with each other. Let's, you know, all these little things that really it doesn't end it. Okay? We even made laws, you know, against discriminating against people based on color, and look where we are now in 2020. We're having riots, and police are getting killed, citizens are getting killed, you know, all for, you know, people believe in racism. So clearly making laws didn't even work. Right? If racism is the real issue, then laws didn't work. So why would talking about racism or doing hashtag Black Lives Matter and all these things for optics? It's just optics. There's nothing real. There's no substance. It's just, let's make it look like we care. Let's make it look like we're moving forward when you're not. Because you have to change the soul of a person, the spirit of a person. How do you do that? How do you change their spirit, their heart, the way that they operate day to day? You have to change that hatred that's in them. You know, they have to change that hatred. Not even, you know, on somebody else to do it. That individual person has to come to the realization that they have that hatred and that resentment in their heart for whatever the reason. Okay? It could be, they could have been molested as a child, you know, physically abused by someone. It can be whatever. It can be they didn't have their dad around, whatever. You know, but when you come to that realization that you need to get that hatred out, then what you do is you got to forgive. Forgiveness is so powerful. You know, I know for myself, it's very powerful. You know, you go forgive people for the wrongdoings that they have inflicted on you, and that'll take away that all that resentment and hatred, it'll take that away. So the racism that somebody may be, quote unquote, acting out on somebody, you fix that hatred in them, they gonna forgive the people that they need to, their dad, their mom, whoever. That hatred, that racism is gonna die away, because they're gonna realize that's not what it's about. It never was about the racism. Just like a young black kid or a young Hispanic kid, that's in a gang, they're fighting people that look just like them. They're fighting them, killing them. It's not about racism. We don't call it race. We call it, it's violence. It's just they have hatred in them. They're missing something in their life, so they're gravitating towards something else that they can act it out, and they're inflicting harm on other people. That's all that comes from it. All races, all nationalities, ethnicities of people experience, having hatred and resentment. We all can do that. So, at the essence, look, it's about getting rid of that anger. It's about forgiveness. That's my purpose of this video. It's something that I've been speaking about for a long time, and I just wanted to share that as my first video. So look, please, if you like what you heard, if you think I'm on the right track, even if you disagree, comment. If you like it, like the page, like the video, share the video, subscribe to my page, because I'll be doing more content like this. And thank you so much for watching. This is From Left to Right 334, and I'm gone. Thank y'all.